Won't be very long before we get the green flag at the back of the grid to say that the grid is set and made, and we'll be ready for the off this afternoon with the delayed start. Engage gear, watch lights, seconds to go before we're away in this race 8. We're off. Listen to that sound as they make their way to Ballachagan, and well, the interest I suspect will lie between number 52 James Cowton and number 2 Dean Harrison, but also I think Adrian Harrison could have a shout, as could almost anybody really. It's pretty wide open. Dean Harrison's benefit this week, as we say, he's already had 4 wins in a second and a couple of lap records to boot, so opportunities for him both in this race and of course later on this afternoon. 6 laps, remember, 25.5 miles, and as I said, the lap record stands and the race record to Dean Harrison set last year, and of course it will be an opportunity for a new lap record over 6 laps, this race being over 6 laps, 25.5 miles. So 4.25 miles per lap, and about 1 minute to 20-25 before they get out to Roy, and we'll try and keep tabs on the leaders, and bearing in mind that there will be, I'm sure, some great battles down the field as people enjoy themselves in this fantastic sunshine here on the Ballown circuit. So they've been gone from us now, well, just over a minute I suspect, and they'll be powering their way towards Cross Four Ways. But who will be in the lead? Will it be Dean Harrison? Will he be able to make it away from James Cowton? We expect so, but nothing is absolutely certain. But let's not miss them on lap 1 and go out to Roy Moore at Cross Four Ways.
The drone of the twins can be heard coming towards us now. Here they are. There's 2 broken clear, and they have broken clear as well. And it's James Cowton, I think, who is leading, is it? It certainly is. Number 52, James Cowton, just ahead there of Dean Harrison. 32 there, Adrian Harrison. 24 through Dean Osborne, and brakes getting shunted away there. There's the 250 of Tom Snow. Number 21, there's 23, Derek Clark. And sorting themselves out round there, Alan Jackson in amongst that lot, and 866 there's Chris McGahn, 85 Dave Clark, and bringing up the rear number 60 there James Christie, but the lead being held by James Cowton, but only just from number 2 Dean Harrison. Cross Four Ways the first lap. In 3rd place number 32 Adrian Harrison, followed by in 4th place number 24 Dean Osborne, and then in 5th place number 71 Davy Morgan. That's the order from Cross Four Ways. They'll be fast approaching you now, Morris.
They certainly will, Roy, because at least 2 have been spotted on the bridge as they come away from Castletown Corner. Will it still be Cowton in the lead? It certainly will. Harrison just looks down at the left-hand side of the machine. 32 also through in 3rd place. Cowton, Harrison, followed by Osborne. Moore, 7.5, has a 0.3 of a second advantage over Dean Harrison. In 3rd place, number 32, Adrian Harrison, but he's 3 seconds down already on the battle for 1st place. Dean Osborne is in 4th place, a further 3 seconds behind Adrian Harrison. Then they're followed by Davy Morgan, Michael Russell, John Barton and Tom Snow. Then there's a bit of a gap, some 6 seconds to, in 9th place, number 111, Paul Shoesmith, but there's only 4 seconds separating the next 8. So that's Paul Shoesmith, Derek Clark, Mark Parrott, Rad Hughes, Jack Hunter, Billy Cummins, Mark Goodings, Alan Jackson, Darren Creer also on the back of that group, Ron Saw, Chris McGahn, Stuart Rayner, Dave Clark and James Christie. 2:37.52 the opening lap from James Cowton. Remember that Ivan Linton was lapping around the 103 mark, with Dean Harrison and James Cowton about 102 in the previous 250 650cc race. So, a lead for James Cowton. We thought he could be in the shake-up. Will he still be leading at Cross Four Ways in lap 2? Let's go to Roy Moore.
Here they are, and I think he still is. It's that distinctive red fairing which is holding off the white fairing, and it is James Cowton into Cross Four Ways. The orange fairing, Stuart Smith racing, that's the 1-2. Dean Harrison looks very relaxed behind him, though, I must admit. As 32 is there, that's Adrian Harrison, and then 71 Davy Morgan, and 24 Dean Osborne. And that newcomer again who's in there amongst the mix-up as well, going very, very well indeed. And that is number 22 there, going through is there, Michael Russell. Well, he's a Manx Grand Prix winner, former Manx Grand Prix winner. No doubting his ability then. 17 goes down the outside of Alan Jackson as they stream through, and that was Darren Darren Creer. I can't, for the life of me, think of his name straight off. But the news from Cross Four Ways on lap number 2, as Chris McGann gives us a nod, is that the lead is still being held by number 52 there, James Cowton. Back to you, Morris.
Yes, but will he maintain that advantage? And it doesn't look like it. They're both together now as they cross the line. And well, I can't split those. I wonder what time the computer will give us. But they look to be pretty well equidistant. It's given it to James Cowton by 0.027 of a second. But I suspect that by the time they get down to Ballachagan, Dean Harrison will have the lead. It's Cowton from Harrison. 5 minutes and 8 seconds the total time, but a lap there, 2:30.681, 101.539 for James Cowton, but not unnaturally, Dean Harrison with the quickest lap, 2:30.362, 101.754. Adrian Harrison maintains that third place, but he's now nearly 8 seconds down on Dean Harrison and 5 seconds up on Davy Morgan, who's in fourth, or has moved up into fourth, in fact. In fifth place, Dean Osborne. 6th is Michael Russell, 7th John Barton, 8th Tom Snow, 9th Paul Shoesmith, 10th Mark Parrott moving up along with Rad Hughes, who's in 11th, Jack Hunter in 12th, Derek Clark in 13th, I think that's the other 250, Billy Cummins in 14th, they're followed by Mark Goodings, Alan Jackson, Darren Creer, Ron Saw, Chris McGann, Stuart Rayner, Dave Clark and James Christie. 22 competitors have completed 2 laps, 1/3 distance. James Cowton led here, but I don't think he will by the time they get to Roy, but we'll wait and see. Let's go to Roy Moore at Cross Four Ways.
Yes, James Cowton last out on a Manx Grand Prix victory when he ran out of fuel. I think it was as near to it as the Nuke, but certainly he went to the TT this year, but he's got the lead back because it's James Cowton who leads into Cross Four Ways on lap number 3, and he's got ahead of Dean Harrison from the run from the start to here. But as I say, Dean Harrison looks pretty relaxed about it all, and here's the third place man now coming in down through the box, sweeps round that little kink on the left hand side, and it is Adrian Harrison, number 32, and there's number 71 Davy Morgan, and 24 there, that is Michael Russell, I think, was it? No, Dean Osborne, that is Michael Russell behind him, but certainly 22 Michael Russell, followed by in 7th place number 21 Tom Snow, and then in 8th place number 15 is John Barton. Number 11 is here now, that's Mark Parrott, and number 111 Mr. Shoesmith, Paul Shoesmith, and there's Darren Creer again, and then we have an outside link for number 17, but the leaders, the pace of the race, are with you, Morris.
Yes, thanks, Roy. They're not going quite as quickly as they were the previous evening when the speeds of 102 plus were being done, but here's the battle, 52 and 2 as close as that, and well, James Cowton continues to lead, 2:30.425, that's the quickest lap he's done, but Dean Harrison's lap was quicker on the previous lap. There's 0.18 of a second separating them, and they're beginning to get an advantage over Adrian Harrison, who's almost comfortable in that. There's a battle now for 4th place between Dean Osborne, Davy Morgan and Michael Russell. Tom Snow next, and John Barton in 7th and 8th place. Good battle there between the 4 of those. Dean Osborne, Davy Morgan, Michael Russell just behind Adrian Harrison. Well, the 6 seconds behind, but only 2 seconds separating them for that 4th place. Mark Parrott moves up ahead of Paul Shoesmith. Then we've got Rad Hughes, Jack Hunter, Billy Cummins. Number 23 next, Derek Clark, followed by 81 Alan Jackson ahead of Mark Goodings, Darren Creer. So James Cowton continues to lead, but is Dean Harrison just waiting? Half distance completed, 0.18 of a second the lead for James Cowton, but Dean Harrison looks extremely comfortable in that 2nd place, and there that battle is some 12 seconds ahead of the man in 3rd place, Adrian Harrison. So with James Cowton leading by 0.18 of a second, we're over half distance, it's lap 4, let's go to Roy Moore at Cross Four Ways.
And it's very obvious on the 650 twins here breaking into Cross Four Ways, those that have spent a bit of money on getting them sorted out because the late arrivals are kind of chattering their way down through. Well, the boys here, there it's James Cowton who still leads into Cross Four Ways, the margin about the same, and you can tell the difference there that they've spent the money on the suspension setup. They're going a little bit quicker, mind you, and it's just feathering the brakes in through, but there's no change at the lead. It's 52 James Cowton from number 2 Dean Harrison, and here is the 3rd place man now. It is number 32 Adrian Harrison, and then it's Davy Morgan, number 71, followed by number 24 Dean Osborne, who has 22 Michael Russell wearing that orange bib behind him. There's the first of the 250s. That's Tom Snow, and number 15 is the last to go through there. Number 15, John Barton, and that is the road clear now. That's our top 8 through, crossed 4 ways on this, the 4th lap of the scheduled 6-lap race. We just got time, I think, to take Paul Shoesmith through, number 111, but they will be with you, Morris.
They certainly will, Roy, because we look forward to this battle, and it's 1, 2, still looks like Counting ahead of Harrison. So what's Harrison going to do? Is he going to sit there till lap 6? Possibly so, and make his chance once and for all, I suspect. But James Counting leads by 0.3 of a second. Nothing between them. It's obviously visual. The speed's up to 101.818 for James Counting, 230.268. That's number 32, the man in 3rd place, virtually on his own, Adrian Harrison, 17 seconds behind Dean Harrison. There's Davy Morgan ahead now of Dean Osborne. Davy Morgan moves up into 4th place, some 7 seconds down on Adrian Harrison. They're followed by Michael Russell, Tom Snow, the 250, and John Barton in 8th place, number 15. So James Counting's advantage, 0.3 of a second. It's a cat and mouse thing really now. Dean Harrison, I suspect, is going to sit there for another lap and 3/4 before making his move and hopefully make one passing manoeuvre and hope it sticks. 111, Paul Shoesmith through. Followed by Rad Hughes ahead of Jack Hunter, Billy Cummins and Mark Parrott. So Mark relegated a few slots there. He's down in 13th place now, but 4 laps completed. 2/3 distance as Derek Clark goes through, Alan Jackson, Darren Creer and Mark Gooding, so 4 or 5 circulating together there. Only another 4 or 5, I think, with 22 on the same lap, but it's Counting from Harrison. Will it still be the same once again on lap 5? Let's go to Roy Moore.
Just noticed a spelling mistake in the programme. I think Stuart at S-T-E-W-A-R-T, Stuart Smith Racing, and he'll be delighted to hear that James Counting still leads into cross 4 ways on lap number 5. Where is Dean Harrison going to make the move on him? I don't think there's any room here, but he's right behind him. And they're breaking just exactly the same spot going through, but I do feel as though Dean Harrison looking very relaxed in that 2nd place there, and they're pulling away because he is the 3rd place man now, just coming out of the Ballown dip and heading towards us here. Drops it down 1, 2, 3, 4, down through into probably 2nd gear, and that is Adrian Harrison holding on to that 3rd place. Davy Morgan, number 71, and then number 24, and Michael Russell, 24. There is Dean Osborne and Michael Russell behind him as they go through. Number 22, that completes our 6, as number 15 is here. Number 15, as it was on the previous lap, John Barton holding on. They're all Kawasaki mounted. What's the position with you, Morris?
Well, we'll know very shortly indeed. Is it going to be James Counting or Dean Harrison? Well, they're both together, as we have been. It's like a piece of string between them, really, isn't it? Counting from Harrison, and it's 0.2 of a second, as I say. I think that's totally irrelevant. It's just a question of, when he's going to make his move, if at all. Tom Snow, I believe, on the 250 has stopped at Ballabeg, so that's a disappointment for one of the 250s. I think the other was Derek Clark, I think, number 23. So there's probably only one of those running. Here's the man in 3rd place, Adrian Harrison. He crosses the line now, so the first 3 got the indication they're on the final circuit. Davy Morgan has made some inroads into that 3rd place of Adrian Harrison, but possibly not enough to catch him. Michael Russell moves 1 slot higher up into 5th, ahead of Dean Osborne. But James Counting and Dean Harrison, that's where the action is, and that's where the interest is. And 102.427 for James Counting, the quickest lap, but Dean Harrison's actually gone quicker, 102.455, 2 minutes 29.334. A little bit off the record lap pace. 111 there, Paul Shoesmith through in 8th place, John Barton in 7th. Then we've got 56 Jack Hunter, Rad Hughes, Mark Parrott and Billy Cummins. So it looks as though 111 was looking down at the left side. Paul Shoesmith looks as though they might have a problem. 23 through is Derek Clark, and of course we know Tom Snow has stopped for the final time on this particular race. Let's go to Roy Moore across 4 ways.
And I think as we've christened, the lower order riders are not going to have any influence on this, but it's the same. It's James Counting just ahead of Dean Harrison coming in now. Is this going to be a make a move on him? No, he's going to try the outside. That doesn't work, so James Counting holds the line through cross 4 ways, and away they go off towards Church Bends with the slenderest of leads that he holds. So it's all going to come down to that last corner. Look out, Castletown Bridge. They're through Church Bends now. The the sweeping right and the left hand there. Then out onto Great Meadow. There hasn't been much between them. Engine-wise on the run down through Great Meadow. So it'll come down to the sweeping left-hander at Castletown Corner. Who's going to be late on the brakes into there? They'll both be about the same. Then it'll all come down to the last right-hand corner at Castletown. There's Davy Morgan going through and Michael Russell's in 24. No change in the lead there. Dean Osborne is the 6th place man through with Michael Russell in 5th and 71. Davy Morgan holding on to 4th. We don't want to miss the finish. Over to you, Morris.
Yeah, thanks, Roy. Well, who's it going to be as they come away from Castletown Corner? This looks like Harrison. No, side by side. It's Harrison. Oh! I can't tell you. I really couldn't separate that. Who's got that? It could have been Cowton by 0.02 of a second. Harrison didn't quite make it. They were side by side as they crossed the line. That was one for the judges, but I think it's been given to James Cowton. Unbelievable stuff once again here on the Southern 100 circuit. 0.022 of a second. Cowton defeats Dean Harrison, who has to settle for second place, despite putting in the fastest lap at 102.682. There's the 3rd place man, Adrian Harrison. So James Cowton has won this race by 0.022 of a second. Adrian Harrison 3rd place. Let's go down to Chris Kenley.
Well, a big cheer came up here when it was announced 0.022. We'll get in that word of James Cameron, his first win around the Sun 100 course, aside from the watch your back there, James, just let the thing back. And Adrian Harrison confirmed in that 3rd place. Well, James, after last night, well done. You want a drink? If anybody's got him a drink hanging around, anybody got a bottle of water or something, could bring him over here. Yeah, there you go. Take that. Take a little bit of juice. That's more important. And you and Dean with the cracker race. Quickest lap of the race for you, 102.512. Happy with that after last night, I suppose?
Yeah, definitely. I was really, I wasn't disappointed. I was happy to finish and everything be alright last night, but I believe we could have, and last night I believe we could do what we've just done there, and I'm really happy that we have done. And we've been struggling with a bit of setup, and but me, my dad, Neil, Stuart all worked together, and I think we've found somewhat like of a setup. But it's going really well. I think, Chris.
Cracker race with you and Dino. Nip and tuck. Obviously had a big gap with Adrian in that 3rd place. I mean, were you passing each other all the way?
A couple of times I think we had a bit of a battle, but I think he was planning on. I knew about the 3rd lap he came underneath me at Castletown Corner. And on that lap, on the last lap, I knew he was going to do it, so I took a tight line, but he took a tighter line. Went too wide, I cut back and slipstream to the end.
Yeah, 0.022 of a second.
Yeah, I knew it would be close. I was just wondering where he had his transponder mounted.
It's right. Dean, he's just said, is that what you pointed to? Was it congratulations, Olden James? Your transponder's at the back of the bike.
Yeah, I said to him that's how close it would have been nearly. I was like making an example of what.
All right, okay. Well, we'll get that confirmed in a second in our headphones, guys. Morris, have you got the confirm there? They're saying here. Don't get involved in it. That's the thing. Just get that confirmed for us, Morris. The top 3, and we'll just speak to the guys. All right. Somebody's just come to me and said,
Stewart's on the line, and this is so close. I don't know what the closest finishes are all time. We used to publish them at one time in the programme. We don't now. My screen is showing James Cowton by 0.022 of a second, but that will have to be officially confirmed by others on a greater pay grade than mine. Adrian Harrison is definitely in 3rd place, but he's 29 seconds down on that. Davy Morgan in 4th and Michael Russell in 5th, with Dean Osborne in 6th. So could be a judge's call there, but James Cowton, certainly according to the computer system, would appear to have had a 0.022 second advantage over Dean Harrison. And I think we might be getting confirmation of the actual result in a moment, and I can tell you that it is actually the win has been given to Dean Harrison. The win by the judges on the line has been given to Dean Harrison by 0.001 of a second over James Cowton. So, back to you, Chris. That's the official result now.
Okay, all right. Well, James, do you want a word after that, or you're all right?
Sorry,
It's okay. We'll let James get up onto the podium, and so it's been actually switched over on my computer now, and the official gap 0.001 of a second to the win has been given to Dean Harrison from James Cowton. So a little bit of a drama here. Unfortunately, I've just lost my headphones for a second, so if Bob, our engineer, can figure that out for me, let me know what's happening. I'll just get up here now, just jump past this gentleman and that little dude there, and grab a word with Dean. Just, well, a bit of drama here at the Southern 100, and Dean given the win by the line judge.
Well, yeah, even if you ask James, we went across the line, to be fair, side by side, to be honest, so whoever's doing the line judging, that's fair enough, that's his decision, you know what I mean? But yeah, obviously a race win's a race win to me. I'm going to take it, obviously. James would do the same. So
James wants the money.
Yeah, no, it's just one of the things that we're not the decision makers, so we'll race as hard as we can, so I'll take that.
And him in third as well?
Yeah, well, yeah, Spawn's actually getting better and better. He'll be beating me soon.
Good job, well done.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. So yeah, let's have a word with Adrian if we can.
I was coming out the corner.
Adrian, well, that's all right, isn't it?
Brilliant, yeah, third place, I'm over at with it.
First podium at the Southern.
Yeah, first podium, yeah. I think I won best newcomers class last year.
Yeah.
And so I thought this is my best chance. So this is the best bike I've got, so it's brilliant.
Good job, well done.
Yeah, thanks a lot, mate, yeah.
Well done to Adrian Harrison, so we'll just jump out the way.